It's Madden NFL.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. Bringing him out is the pride of North Dakota State, now in his 7th NFL season, Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble. Man coverage is certainly a... is built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And not much to speak of. Calling a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Now Wentz. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Holding offense.
Not a surprise they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. That's what counts more.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 84 yards. And the Commanders need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They go play action with Hurts. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. This will be caught by Brown. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 5. And he's in for 2. The fake works. And they take the lead.
Someone really wanted to be in the lead here because that's a heck of a gamble, isn't it? You're down 1, you kick it, you got a tie ball game. Instead, they fake it. And I keep coming back to this every time I see it. Remember, if you're faking an extra point now, The ball snapped at the 15-yard.
Yeah, you're giving up 13 yards as opposed to just lining up at the 2 and saying you're going to go for 2.
You're running a big play, lots of yardage for 1 extra point. That's a heck of a gamble, but it paid off in this case.
Wentz now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Well, Parker, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Second down, back to Sanders. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. As they come up now, second and goal. Sanders is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Wentz going to throw. And this threw it down at the feet of it.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. 1 more good rep, and they get off the field.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt. Let's take it inside his own 40. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is touchdown, Philadelphia.
CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare him to do that? What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on the PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Here we go on the next drive for Washington. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Yeah, nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 40-yard line. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. He'll take it at the 42. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Hurts. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. Powers through him, and he's brought down. Got the 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Here's Hurts to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A.J. Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. To the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say, they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. The Commanders back out late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tressway on to punt the football. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that's taken at his own 42. come to halftime. All right, so we skip the rest of halftime and get set for the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 33 yards that time. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 25 yards to the house. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. First chance for the Commanders' offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. They'll set up to throw. Dancing to his left. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded at the 33. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
He's got room at the 30. Look at the big man rumble.
That's defense.
Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. A.J. Brown, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught at the 5. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz, Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2.
Yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Wentz to try again after the pick-6.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Another not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Hurts. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. And they fake it. They pitched to the tight end. They're not going to get it. The chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So the challenge there unsuccessful, and that will take away his final timeout as well. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I am so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tress Way now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And take it right on the 30. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Hurts, and a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Hurts. That's going to be caught, and he will get into the end. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Elliott on for the extra point. Oh, they flip it it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. He's got it at the 10. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there. Two more onto their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz, and his throw's going to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Throwing now is Wentz. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Tressway now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. That's taken on the 25. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you can get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't it?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good for him. Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a down.